is happening in Adamawa State, where the governor, Ahmadu Fintiri, has imposed a 24-hour curfew on the state after hoodlums looted warehouses of the National Emergency Management Agencies. And that decision has made the government to declare the 24-hour curfew with immediate effect from today. The governor says the dangerous dimension in the activities of the hoodlums had assumed across the state capital as they attack people with machetes and breaking into business premises and homes, cutting away property. Let's speak now with the Deputy Governor. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining us tonight. What exactly is going on? I mean, give us an understanding. Did this just happen spontaneously, or how did this just emerge? Yeah, it seems your device is muted. Can you unmute, please?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. I'm Professor Kaletapo Farauta, the Deputy Governor of Adamawa State, standing in for my governor and on behalf of the entire people of Adamawa State. Well, what happened today is something that we don't think should have happened as a government. It's something that happened and is condemnable, and it's not acceptable to us as a government and as a people of the entire state.
So I was asking earlier, how did this happen? Because we understand that it's not only one warehouse that this has happened. It happened at several warehouses. What can you tell us? What information do you have as to the escalation? How many places, at how many spots? Did this happen across the state, or is just in the capital, Yola?
Well, it actually happened in the state capital, even though we have a report of one other local government, that is Numan, one of the very close local governments to the state capital, where hoodlums broke into the government stores and warehouses and went away with some of the items that are stored there. So for now, we have about 2 warehouses in Yola and 1 in Numan that were broken into by hoodlums. From the drilled holes on the walls of the warehouses and gained entrance, not actually breaking the doors of the warehouses.
So do you imagine or think that from you, I can see pictures of you doing on-the-spot assessments of what is going on. From what you saw, do you imagine this could be some kind of an orchestrated plan attack by these people that have been described as hoodlums?
Well, for now, the security agencies are on top of it, and they will tell us after unraveling whatever they find with the people that have been arrested. Some arrests have been made by the military, by the police, by the civil defense, and the people are being profiled. So I think we will wait to hear the profiles of the people arrested before we know the comments to make. But for now, we call them hoodlums.
So if you look at it, this was happening spontaneously, or it was happening simultaneously, because one would imagine that this did not happen only in one center, only in one place, but this is happening to the NEMA warehouses. That's the National Emergency Management Agency's warehouses in Adamawa State. There must have been some thinking behind this for this to have happened just in one day, and it has escalated badly.
Well, the stores we're talking about, Shehu, are along the same axis. The NEMA store and the state government store are within the same area, within the same premises. So the hoodlums gained entrance, like I said, from behind, drilled holes into the 2 stores and gained entrance and started taking away all the items that were there before the security people came around.
So if you look at what is going on, how, I mean, our reporter reported that, reported that some of these persons were shouting, were chanting slogans of hunger in the land for the reason why they did what they did. Why do you think, well, what do you imagine? What are you hearing about because of their action? for them to have looted this warehouse?
Well, shown hunger and the challenges and the difficulties that Adamawa State citizens are passing through are not exceptional or different from what Nigeria as a general is passing through. And our citizens generally, I agree, are hungry, and there is a lot of hardship on the citizens. So Adamawa State is not an exception. And I can assure you that whatever you see happening in Adamawa State, there are a lot of other states that people are just having the same challenges. So it just happened that in Adamawa State, these hoodlums could gather together and do what they did. But the hardship, I agree, is the general hardship on the citizens of Nigeria, and Adamawa State also is inclusive.
So you imagine that this is uncalled for. But then when we imagine that after the National Economic Council meeting, which Governor Fintiri was also part of, the agreement and the resolution was that states should also devise means of catering to the needs and the welfare of the people in the state and come up with measures. And we've seen states like Kwara, Ogun, Imo, Rivers, they have come out with measures to create some palliatives and some cushioning effect for the people of the state. Could it be that this is one of the reasons why they are agitated, that maybe your government has not reacted like other states have reacted in ameliorating the pains that they are going through?
So in Adamawa State, as at last week, the government came out to announce openly to all the civil servants of the measures that government is taking to ameliorate and mitigate the hardship that our people are going through. And of course, palliatives are one of the measures. The government made a pronouncement concerning some maize, some rice, and fertilizer that will be brought into the state, which will be given to people as palliatives. And as I speak to you today, Shehu, the trucks are yet to arrive. I know that some people believe that these items are already in the government stores, they were hoarded, they were not shared, and that is why the hoodlums came after them. As I speak with you, the items for Adamawa State are yet to arrive. Remember that we are far away either from the from the federal capital, and if it is coming by road, most of our roads around here are not good. The trucks are not yet here. The government is making arrangements as at Friday to ensure that our warehouses where we have, we needed to clean up, we needed to cover up a leakage because it is rainy season so that we can peacefully receive these items. That was what the government was doing from Friday, between Friday and today. So the items are even yet to arrive. And the government is not unmindful of the challenges and the difficulties our people are going through. And that is why some announcements were made, and every citizen, I am sure, must have heard what the government pronounced concerning the palliatives, and part of the monies that the government looked at it as what will be given to civil servants as some kind of allowance for this hardship, for the fuel subsidy hardship, for 6 months before that can be reviewed. That is already.
But I mean, with what, in light of what is happening now, it means that delay can be dangerous. So how fast will the government of Adamawa State move now? You see that people are now irate. And I imagine that there might be consequences to the actions of people who have done this. But there are those who are also sympathetic to their cause. Their thinking is that they are hoarding these things and they are hungry and they needed help. So, but how fast would your government now move? Say by tomorrow morning, are you making decisive action on coming to the aid of the people of Adamawa State?
Yes, the government is making decisive action to ensure that mitigation arrives quickly. But I cannot tell you by tomorrow morning because the trucks are at different positions and locations as we talk with you. But of course, the government is on top of it, ensuring that the trucks arrive safely and so that these items can be given out. And like I've told you, Sheung, the government is very, very mindful of the fact that our people are hungry and our people are suffering. We accept that, but we condemn what has happened because that will not take us forward. Those stores and warehouses that have been broken into, the government still has to use funds now to repair them. And our youth can channel their energies into positive things instead of doing what they did today. Sheun, a hungry man should not have the strength maybe to even pull down a television set from the wall. If he picks a bag of maize or a bag of rice, well, that is hunger. At the spot where we went to look at, we have a mobile clinic of NEMA in one of the spots we checked. That is something that has been of great help, especially in flood issues when there's an outbreak of diseases and doctors cannot reach there. This mobile clinic has been of great help to our people from the riverine areas to evacuate them to bigger hospitals, but that has been vandalized. And that is taking us some steps backward. It means before we can get that to work again, and we are on the red alert state for flood for 2023. So we condemn those activities of the hoodlums, but I assure you that as a government, as soon as possible, and like I've said, because we are already on the plan of it, whether with this activity of the hoodlums or without it, government has already reeled out the measures for mitigating the challenges and the difficulties of our people.
All right.
And this will really push us to do it faster and much quicker.
Yeah. So on a final note, Madam Deputy Governor, can you tell us, because now we understand that some relative calm has since returned to Yola and the state generally. Is the government thinking of relaxing the curfew, or what is the plan going forward?
Well, we are taking an hourly review as we sit in Yola. Every 1 hour with the security chiefs, we are taking a review of the situation. And by early morning, in the hours of tomorrow, by God's grace, there will be a total review of the situation with information from our 21 local governments and the state capital. Then a final decision will be taken. Of course, we are mindful of the fact that our people are farmers, and this is the rainy season. We cannot keep them indoors for too long because we are agrarian by nature.
Thank you so much, Madam Deputy Governor, Professor Futawa. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. And I do hope that you and your people will have a very peaceful and a very successful way to resolving some of these situations in your state. Thank you so much indeed. It's good to see you again, and I wish you the very best. Thank you so much.